Alright, let's try this again. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi 1907 here with another video. If you're wondering why I have Furfou, I'll just look at the side quest. You'll see what I mean. But anyways, in the last video, we went back into doing side quests, or more like not many side quests, actually just one. A battle where we have to somehow, for no apparent reason, win using only Furfou. And it's actually pretty tough. They're at level 60. We're not even close to that. So guess what we're going to do? We're back in super grind mode. Yep. There's only one really fast way to do grind mode, of course, and that's get all of the alphas as fast as possible. The more alphas we can get, the better. We could probably even catch our own more Furfou here if we want, but we are opting not to do that because they're already not really that great. And although I did give them Hyper Beam, honestly, I'm not sure if it's the best strategy to be using these or not. I'm kind of just doing whatever. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be... I forgot to mention... This is going to be done with no alpha Furfou either. So, in case you haven't noticed, this is another battle where you could probably win a bit more easier if you had an alpha in your party. But nope, we're going to try and win without it instead because I just feel like destroying myself like that. As for the ones we're going to be farming this Clefairy over here. Okay. As long as they're fast, we should be fine, honestly, with these. Just need to be quick about catching them. If you're wondering why we're catching the super high-leveled ones, that's the only way to get EXP candy, and especially EXP candy large, which we want as many of as possible. The only way to do that, though, consistently, is to catch two specific alphas, unfortunately. I've never had to do this in a while, but, yeah. Now's the time we've had no choice but to do it as much as possible. Basically, my route is switch between Gyarados and Humboot and take out two alphas. Alpha Salamence in this area over here, and Alpha whoever the... yeah, Alpha Clefairy, I guess, since that was the one I had there. And if it's day, maybe a different answer. And yes, we do want to catch whoever we see. Oh my gosh. That's a free tier catch rate, and he's missed 20 times in a row. Holy crap, this Bagon refuses to get in the ball, man. Could you, calm down? Let me guess, this is gonna fail too. Okay, thank gosh. I was about to say. That was really annoying. But yeah. My idea is capture a couple of alphas. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, I'm also gonna be capturing an alpha Lopunny too. And then, because those have to respawn in time, each time we do one of those, we're gonna take a break briefly and do a side mission. Because how do you save more time by doing other stuff? By doing side missions, hoping they're battles, and perhaps trying to sweep these battles with just one Pokemon. I can tell just by looking at you, you're a strong Pokemon trainer. To defeat Trainer you, it's necessary to go out in a single strategy, so I'll be tackling with all my favorite types, the Bug type. Key to a single type you love forces is to be creative to overcome its weakness, and that leads to true strength. You should battle me and see for yourself. So she's a buzz about Bug types, I see. Okay, since we're not doing the strategy setup, we should probably actually put away these items, because we're not here to help them out. We're trying to train them. And I did say I was gonna maybe do a train setup. I kind of lied, but I also kind of didn't. I wanted to put those Strength Bracer items again. You probably already know what those are. So that I can train some of my Pokemon to also make them a little bit more better. And I feel like, because of how easy I died, I think they kind of need one to be on attack and another to be really tanky. Since I already trained that other one, though, I've decided I'm not going to do that. Instead, we want to balance out the love a bit. So we're just going to put, because I don't really care about Furfou stats much, I'll just put whatever on. I feel like as long as it's trained somewhat, we can help get through these battles a bit easier. Anyways, we're going to put away all these, though. Put away. Put away. And then in its place, we're going to give the strongest ones first a item that lets them train up a bit more. So here they are. I'll give you this. I did say I wanted to train one in speed, so let's give that person the speed racer. Give you that. Actually, wait. You are probably the one that should have the attack. And we'll give Power Belt to you instead. Might not be the best one on that one, but honestly, I feel like our strongest two ones need to have the best attack in order to really stand out and win. So if we give them all our bracers before this battle, they should train up. And by the way, I believe you get the effect when you get experience at all, not just in battle. So if you have this and then just spam train them a whole bunch, you can actually level up their stats pretty quickly if you're like constantly catching Pokemon and defeating them. I think pretty much any time they get experience. It's great. I warn you, I'll be using Mega Evolution to draw the power out of my potential bugs. Interesting. Whoops. Good thing I switched, by the way. I might actually lose, because I forgot to put in my main dude, Embor, but honestly, I don't really care. I have Mega Evolution too, so what's the worst that could possibly happen? Let's Mega Evolve now, before we forget. And draw out our own power as well. And yes, since I had to reload when I Mega Evolve, it's going to be the longer animation, but do I care? Not really. I am still going to stick by my other strategy. I feel like having the Citrus Berry does make it so that they can take a few more hits before dying. I just think maybe instead of that, we can also have what am I saying? I was about to say X-Scissor because that was the move that came out, but that's not what I actually wanted to say. That was close. We could probably win this battle with a Furfou. I just don't want to risk it. That's why I'm using this. We have Ice. Whew. Close. Okay, somehow we were able to win that with Gyarados. To be fair, he needs the experience more than Emboar, so I think that was not bad. Even after I set out my Mega Pinscher, was my love for Hug types not enough? Well, I think you still have a lot. Good work out there, team, especially Pinscher. Great job with that Mega Evolution. Seems like more and more trainers are using Mega Evolution lately, huh? I heard rumors, though they're just rumors, mind you, that some shady character taught Quartzicle how to make Mega Rings. That person's name is AZ. Wow, I never would have known. The story goes that this AZ person traveled all the way off to some far region called the Wind. There he researched the origins of Mega Evolution to satisfy his own curiosity. He seems like he shared his research with Kortsakawa, but what does he hope to achieve? So I got no complaints as long as I can make it evolve my beloved Pokemon. We should all appreciate this precious gift that we all have. Exactly, right? Oh, perfect. She gave me even more XP candies, which means more experience for Furfou. Great. Alright. But, yeah, we've taken a lot enough, so back to training again. I hope this doesn't get too annoying, but to be fair, I like to typically do quests when they first appear, and waiting until the end game to do that quest just doesn't feel right. I don't know why, it feels weird. I will say though, the Furfou Elite Four, at least that one was pretty easy. The other part, that was the really hard part. Like, the dude actually has 6 Furfou, now that's much more intense. We basically had to have trained up our Pokemon as much. Because without good stats, we probably would have lost anyway. So like, yeah, the more of those we have, the better. I figured I put the attack bracer, by the way, on my Pokemon that has Giga Impact. I feel like that would just be better. Oh wait, this is not the one I wanted to go to. Nor that. Nor going to the home menu, that's for sure. This is the one we want. Excuse me as I go in now. This should be long enough to get Mega Salmage back, surely. Or not? What is with this timing sometimes? Oh, wait. Maybe it's because I forgot to do the bench trick again. You know what? We should probably do that before we forget. I was thinking that in-game time we spent be enough, but... Oh. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's stuck in nighttime. This is no time to be sitting around, huh? Guess we just have to wait, then. What else can we do? If we can't catch alphas, how are we going to... Oh, never mind. Yeah, see, we just have to wait a bit. Just gotta be patient. Be patient, and you'll achieve your goals. Because that's clearly what we can do. This one should honestly not be that bad, because we can just keep using that same move, and it always uses a move that confuses it right off the bat, too, so... More often than not, it's gonna just not be able to do much. Also, the fact that this has a really high catch rate, despite being a really high level Pokemon, also makes it one of the best to grind in the entire game. Unfortunately, we did not get a large from that, unfortunately. Okay, my biggest change now is I want to have Emboar in this slot now. By the way, I'm not sure if I want to actually use that or if it was my main. I feel like I only literally gave it experience just to balance it out, so it didn't have as low of a level. Jeez, how long do I have to wait, I swear. Sometimes it feels like it happens right away, and other times I feel like it takes forever. Maybe it'd be smarter if I actually just straight up cleared out all the wild zones. Maybe not just one alpha zone. Maybe I should go to the other zones as well. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's also Audino to catch too. Doesn't Audino get... Yeah, see, it's like a fair amount. 700 to 800. Not quite as much as she used to give, but he still definitely gives a lot of experience. Okay, we need extra drill for this part. Oh, wow. Oh, I thought that was the... Oh, that was the normal Cliff Fairy. I thought it was actually the Mega I almost got. If I actually caught that Alpha first try, I would have actually freaked out a bit. Because I think there's like only one other Pokemon I caught in one try using this. But yeah, of course we want Iron Head. It's a move that works the best against these. Could probably catch these guys too. Wow, he also knows Outrage? Jeez. Pokemon are starting to pull all the big woes out now all of a sudden. It just got things just got real all of a sudden. But yeah, I think if I'm gonna speed this up a bit more, we should probably just do all the different alphas, not just Mega Salamence. Mega Salamence just happens to be the best one to do. Okay, alright. Now that that's ready, now we can actually use Emboar. Sorry if this looks weird, but to be fair, we'll do just about anything to get this Pokemon. Of course. Keeps going for me, so yeah, it's gonna automatically. Maybe stand and so it gets stuck this time. Okay, yeah, much better. Tried to interrupt that by catching it, but nope, did not work at all. Too bad we have a much stronger close combat, so yeah, so funny, didn't really last long. The only reason why we also catch it, because, yeah, of course, that's the only way you can get the Seeds of Mastery and other items. Again, not really much luck there. Seems like it's random whether or not you get the large. Maybe later when we get to Tier 5, we'll be able to do this faster. But honestly, I don't know. 17 is next, I believe. Let's go here now. This one was quite annoying last I remember. It had the only time I actually in here, ever. Because there was a bunch of Pyroar and I wasn't ready for it. Even though I took them out before, the actually ended up taking me out. And it's all because they all knew Earth Power and it was such a disgustingly annoying move to avoid because like it just homes in on you. It's super hard to deal with. They aren't as high leveled now, so they won't give as much experience, but they're still probably going to be tough to catch as a result. Okay. Heal up. I know we could definitely do that the mate storyline. Oh, come on. I was close enough. Of course, the Skymori is also up in the air. And, of course, he failed to catch. There's not much I could have done there. Okay, that time it actually went for him instead of me. Okay. Okay. Good, alright. Alright, well that was a little bit of a better random drop, but still not a good one. But yeah, now you can see what I'm kind of dealing with. Since we don't have a good alpha carry slot, we're basically just going around tackling different alphas. The idea is to do this until we can get one Furfou up as strong as possible. And then also having those training items on them so that maybe they are just the tiniest bit stronger. Like anything to make it strong, it'll be fine. But otherwise, if it's still a struggle, I might actually have to pull out my rare candies. I didn't want to use this on any Pokemon other than a Pokemon I wanted to use, but I might have to. Honestly, though, I don't think so. I feel like if I just use the XP candies on just one, we can make it strong enough that we can actually go toe-to-toe with that stupid champion, or whatever the frick she's called. Okay, well, not bad. 61, but we probably could have that be even better, because we need to be strong enough to take out multiple Furfous, not just one. So I feel like we just need to keep buffing that one Furfou now. We got our others to a reasonable level so they don't get one-shot anymore, but now we need to just keep training those Furfou over and over again. Honestly, I kind of hate that stylist for that. She was fine at first. She wasn't really that... in fact, she was pretty cool. The fact that she gives you Furfou gems was cool, but... yeah, when you make us do a battle using only Furfou, yeah, you're not gonna be liked by me anymore, that's for sure. I'm not saying that to be weird or annoying, like, I straight up don't like when they make you only use one specific Pokemon. It makes it unnecessarily hard. Okay, well, if you want to really optimize this, guess we're catching Wild Zone 16's alphas next. And just so you know, yeah, we are only catching the alphas. Makes no sense to go for anyone else. You just waste time unnecessarily. Of course, some of them are random, like this one here. The Phalanx doesn't always spawn as an alpha. Did spawn as an alpha. So we're going to want to take him out, obviously, because it'll be good. Ooh, got a freeze. Let's try to catch it while it's frozen. Still frozen. Not frozen anymore, and now it's frozen again. Okay, the freeze strat is actually working pretty well. What's this one coming in for? I didn't do anything to you. Again. It just leaves. Oh, okay, well, it still gave me the items. So just defeating it at battle is enough to get the items. Good to know, actually. I was worried about that, too. Whoa, what's that? I've never seen that there before. There's just like a random shiny icon here. A moonstone? Just randomly, a moonstone here? Okay. Whatever, mate. Oh. Jeez, that Ampharos pulled from very far away. Hang on, I don't want to take that one out without, first switching this guy out for Gyarados. And, by the way, now you can see how broken the Alpha Route truly is. It's not just there for, like, other random stuff. This straight up is the best way to grind. Because basically, throughout the game, there are these set Alphas you can take out. And each of these Alphas is either easier or harder to defeat. It really just depends on who you're fighting. Of course, since we're using an electric ground type against an electric type, Ampharos is not going to be doing so well against us. That poor Flappy, for no apparent reason, just decided to run into the wall. So I figured I would leave her of our duties by capturing him. Or instead, oh, okay, alright, now that kind of sounded cruel, but honestly, at this point, I'll do pretty much anything to get my Furfou strong enough to not die instantly, ideally. Let's see what this does. Honestly, I think since we got a good amount of it and our weaker Furfou is now only level 50, it's probably looking a lot better than it was the last time. So I'm gonna set up my team a bit differently, and from there we're just gonna try the champion battle one more time. But To, again, test my skills, I might try to do it without items. I don't think the citrus berries honestly helped out much, so I've decided only my main will have a citrus now. In fact, actually, I might not even do that. Instead of having items, I'm gonna have just non-consumables instead. That way we can test different things to maybe see what works. The main thing I think I want is normal tags, I think. I don't know which one's which, but I know there's like a special item that boosts our stats up. Oh wow, actually. We picked a good stat, actually. Oh wait, no, that was extra gel, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, that looks more like it. Furfou, not really looking really trained. Let's take a look at which one's the strongest. This one seems like so far. Has a lot of attack now, so it's certainly a lot more trained than it was last time. Look at these others. Only 86, 80, 50 attack, and instantly we boosted that. And you know what? I am gonna actually do some shopping, specifically for proteins. Apparently the game really wants me to use proteins on all my Pokemon. So you know what? I'm gonna do that. On the next highest one, I'm gonna give him that and see if that works out. I know this seems weird, but you kind of have to do basically anything to ensure that you can win. Even just a little bit matters, honestly, in the long run. Okay, so now here's the real change. Instead of running with those items, we're just gonna kind of road to here and find stuff that we think might work. And just based off of that, we'll do different stuff. So, let's actually give you a King's Rock. That's a good one to have. That will make them flinch, potentially. Then we have... We could use this for critical hits. Ooh, that'd be interesting. But mainly, I want you to have leftovers. Leftovers is really broken. Like, when in doubt, leftovers, definitely a really good item. Then for you, I'm going to give you a Scope Lens. Just because I'm feeling... okay, I don't know what to say to that, actually. Electric, no, that's not going to do much. Most of that's bad. Oh, Silk Scarf. Yeah, wait, Silk Scarf. I want to give this to at least one of them for sure. That'll boost their normal type damage. You, I'm going to have the Shell Bell with. This will let her inflict a bit of healing every time they attack, which is not bad. Then we have Life Orb. That's extra risky, though. Then, that one, okay, I guess since we don't have one, Rocky Helmet should be used on another one. Rocky Helmet's definitely a tricky one. Basically, if the opponent does contact damage to you, it does stuff back. Since there's not really a good strategy for this, I kind of just wanted to say, maybe use one of those individual items and see what happens. Mainly, though, I want leftovers in the Shell Bell for sure. I feel like if I use those items, we could probably win. We'll save just in case, but this time we're probably not going to stop trying until we win, because I am getting tired having to grind. I mostly just did this to get one high level, level 63, and my hours to 53, so I could stand a better chance. So now that that's done, let's take out this brat Sogni once and for all. So I can finally actually use my main team instead of having to rely on weak Furfou instead. Not saying Furfou is weak, I just don't like using it. Anyways, congratulations on defeating every member of the Elite Four. Of course, the league has not yet been defeated. My name is Sogni. Defeat me and I'll secure a position at the top of the league. Prove to me that your love for Furfou is deep enough. So you have a Furfou against mine, and only true passion will triumph. If you're wondering why we're not doing this the other way now, because, well, guess what? We could also potentially train by just defeating the same opponents over and over again, because obviously each of those will give experience too. So, now you see what I mean? Alright. Okay, this is not a good start. Probably shouldn't have done it that way, but whatever. Oh wait, I just also realized remembered something. I'm not playing on cheat setup anymore. So you know what? I've decided I'm no longer not using items. We're gonna use an item just once and see if that's enough instead. I almost forgot items existed, but trust me, I'm not gonna use any more though. I want to be too aggressive, you see. Oh my goodness, don't get stuck on the wall. Oh my gosh, Furfou. Are you gonna do that? Okay, good. We got that out. We certainly did a lot better. We survived for one, and we actually killed one of his Pokemon first this time. We need to be ahead of the game. That's all that really matters. If we can't get out of the game, then we're gonna be really struggling here. I like how they each seem to have a different move type, but does it really matter? All you're really gonna do is just spam the same stuff over and over again after all. Oh wait, I just realized she's a... Let's plus this. Okay, I was too slow, but... This is a person that's using Protect, right? So we should be using plus moves instead of our normal variety moves. That will make us a bit faster overall and have us actually do damage. So, whenever we can, we'll use that. What does that do, honestly? I don't know. We're just kind of using plus moves and open and vest. To be fair, this is still my weekly trained one, so it's probably not going to do well. But once we can start spamming Giga Impact, oh boy, it's gonna get interesting. Alright. Finally got that one done. Oh, this is our strong one. Hang on. Since he got stab buffed, let's do this instead. Change it up a bit. Oh yeah, our other move isn't plus, right? So we'd have to use our spiritual plus moves. Trying to use these because, like, we need to do as much VOD damage as we can. But yeah, other than that, still strong. Alright. I just realized one thing we can also do is now we've taken out one of them. We should just use Giga Impact once, do a large amount of damage, and then instantly switch out for someone else. Oh, there's Double Edge again. Okay, maybe we should be using Double Edge, because whatever she's doing, it's working. She's doing a lot of attack power out of nowhere. And again! She just takes out everyone. Okay, well, that was literally only a problem because that one was really dangerous. So we just need to get that one defeated faster. So yeah, we're immediately trying that again. Okay, at least she doesn't go through the whole thing again. But yeah, as you might have guessed, the only other way to do this now is just keep training up our Pokemon. But the only way to do that consistently is to first keep defeating as many Furfou as we can. I think a smart play, and I think I should do this, maybe this could work well, is to only use Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, and every time we don't have one, we should just switch over to someone else instead. So if you're wondering, I had Giga Impact as a backup, but it didn't really work up well. So I think what we should do instead is use maybe a mix of things. Maybe use a bit of Charm still. maybe use a bit of our moves, but what we should really do is we should use Giga Impact on someone, then immediately after we use that, we should switch out and then use Giga Impact on that character. That way, we're only using Hyper Beam and Giga Impact exclusively. That way, we're doing as much effects as we possibly can. Then all of a sudden, it won't be nearly as bad to deal with. Of course, when I can't switch, though, it does get a little annoying. I'll say that much. But the idea is basically use Giga Impact on someone, then very quickly change, so we can then use someone else, and then just do the exact same thing again. That way, we're doing as much Giga Impact damage as we can. Wow, we're both doing literally the exact same thing. This looks funny. Okay, back to this one. Probably shouldn't have picked that one. Okay, cool. We baited out the Protect. So the idea is if we keep using this move, we'll probably have a much better chance of winning. This is the one that has, like, Double Edge or whatever. So even with all the damage, or one of the other ones. Okay, no, I think it's not this one. It's a different one that has Double Edge. Okay, I don't like that my leftovers one is paralyzed, so of the items I'm gonna use, we should use it on you. Oh, see, so, just as I thought, only one item per battle. That I remember. That I very much remember. If I keep doing certain things, by the way, they're probably not going to... Probably might try using a different move instead of the ones they usually use. Okay, Giga Impact is done. Now let's use this one to also do the exact same thing. Whoa. Okay, this one's probably gonna be the worst one. Honestly, when they have a really strong move like Double Edge and Takedown, yeah, that's gonna probably be the hard one there. Perhaps maybe we should have just used more of that, because, like, okay. It seems like whenever we get to this one, they just always destroy us, because they just have a stupid amount of damage for no reason. Okay, here's the special one. This one's also shiny, by the way. Really? Even though we both have Giga Impact, he still took us out first, because he's a dingus. Alright. Ah, come on, you stubborn girl. I don't know what to say. We had everything, and we still lost. Well, guess what? We're just gonna redo it again. Hopefully this time, we take out that strong one that we had before. I think we should probably just use our main more often, because, like, that... He took out our main, like, no problem there. Of course, if you're wondering why we're still battling with the others, that's because the only way to really get them stronger is to keep training them up. Okay, back to this. Oddly, the most annoying ones are the ones that have Thunder Wave, though. Honestly, I don't know why I had Hyper Beam. I feel like I should just have Giga Impact on them instead. So you know what? We're gonna rotate for our Giga Impactors. I feel like that's how we're gonna get this done faster. I want to save that one for later. We do have one with Double Edge, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Maybe that one should use Double Edge instead of Giga Impact. I never thought of that, because Double Edge is actually really fast animation, so Giga Impact would honestly... maybe that would be better. We're kind of just going crazy, though. We're, like, not really staying on one. We're kind of just switching around rapidly. Seriously, every single one of them, my strong moves has been protected against. Okay, I'm not gonna fall for that again, I'll say. I'm gonna wait this time. We'll just use basic moves until it protects safely. Then we'll use our Giga Impact. And then while it's still waiting for charging, we could try using this again. There we go. Alright, we finally took out that. There goes a Furfou. Alright, now let's take out this one. Let's use our double edge one next. That didn't really damage it too much, honestly. We should let this one die on purpose. That will give us a free switch into our next Furfou. And I'm going to choose this one for double edge. So we can use that. Alright. Alright. Finish it off. Giga Impact style. Honestly, the real problem so far is this one. It just always does the same thing. Work up, double edge. And it, for some reason, just has a lot of attack, because it always one-hits our Furfou. That's the one that's really being a struggle. Because it's literally taking out all of our Pokemon in one hit. I think, really, we probably just need to use down. Okay, this time we at least have a healing move to use. But we need to actually spam the button to get it out. Alright, we don't need to use a full restore since it's not paralyzed, so let's max potion it again instead. We can also lower its attack. That's probably something we should have done to begin with. I'm a fool for not doing that sooner. So there we go. Now it's weakened. And we still have our own. Thank God, it's finally over. Get out, you disgusting traitor. I never want to see your frickin' face again. Perfection, more like disgusting. Or disgusting. Yeah. Get out of my life, Sony. I never want to see you again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I'm a on this girl, but this is definitely the most annoying battle ever. There was no reason for it to be this hard. And she has a shiny Furfou on top of that, too. By the way, done with no alphas. We probably could have used one to make this easier, but we didn't. As of now, no one in Luminose can claim to love Furfou as much as you, Yoshi. Congrats to our new Furfou champion. Yes, congrats. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Sunny? It feels like things are finally back to how they were, weren't it? Indeed, I remember when the disaster 5 years ago forced Luminose Furfou Trimming Saloon to close up Saloon. It broke the heart of every Furfou fan in Luminose. We feared we never again might be able to try out new trims for our beloved Furfou. Savior came to our city. That's you. Mert and her cipher were struggling to learn how to properly trim Furfou. Not only did you assist them, but you also stand now at the top of the Furfou League. Truly an inspiration to us all. Perhaps your achievements will even prompt the career of new leagues to celebrate our Pokemon species. Oh, stop. You flatter me too much. A Spewpa lead, or maybe even a Binnacle lead. Hope you show us love for Pokemon in each and every one of these new leagues up here. Sure if that'll happen, but I do hope you'll stop by whenever you want to give Furfou a trim. Okay. Well, one of the most annoying side missions in the game is finally done. Doesn't even let us revive, so of course we're going to immediately do that. So what do you know? Took not only a bit of training, but a bunch of other stuff. My only suggestion is, if you don't want to get destroyed like me, have Giga Impact on all of them. No Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam just doesn't seem to work great. Giga Impact is much faster. Giga Impact and Double Edge in particular are really broken, so just use those moves and you'll be fine. It's not like Furfou is incredibly tanky anyways. As long as you know what to do against certain Pokemon, I think the trickiest part is each one of them has a different move. One has Protect and other stuff, and also, you probably honestly want to do Protect on all of them. You might have noticed I made it harder for myself. I didn't use Protect a single time, but if I were to do this differently, I would use Protect 100%. Especially before some of the strongest moves, like, especially for that Giga Impact one, that Double Edge one. If you see Double Edge come out, you better be ready to mash that Protect button, because Protect, very important. I feel like if you can Protect safely, you can more easily get through that battle. And also, because you have plus moves too, and I don't think she uses plus moves, you can also plus move Double Edge for a little bit of extra damage. But as you can see there, my party was underleveled, except for one, and we still won. That just proves that you do not need to grind necessarily to win, but also there is kind of a limit as well. So yeah. So now that that's done, let's put away all of our useless held items now and kind of reminisce as we kind of just lost a lot of time, a lot of money, and more infamously spent a lot of time just to train up these Furfou to be strong enough. Let's just say it that way. Very tricky. I'll say that much. But yeah, we're going to put all these away, of course, because we're not going to have this ever again. I will say, though, that battle does also help us train the Furfou, so honestly, just using that team against the Furfou, as long as we have, like, one strong one to take out a couple of them, we could probably win easily. I also just realized you are able to open your satchel once, so another option could be use maxing Revive, but since you can only use one item anyways, honestly, probably be better to just let your main Furfou die early on and then just max Revive it later, but as you can see, I did this without Revives because I wanted to be cool like that. For now, though, I think we've had enough of this nightmare that is the Furfou nightmare I've been stuck in for gosh who knows how long. So let's bring back our main team, the great team I always know and like, and my favorite, Raichu as well, my Gyarados, and of course, Alakazam in the back here. They're definitely a lot more trained. In fact, if you compare through other stuff, this is my training on the Furfou. Not much at all. Here, we have a lot better training all across the board here. Probably because they've been battling for gosh who knows how long now. So, yeah. To be fair, they're pretty well trained. Because we use them a lot. But, yeah. There we go. So now that nightmare is over, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe now that this tricky side quest is done. Hopefully we never have to do a grind like that ever again, because I am super annoyed right now and I'd rather have easier battles. So before we say anything else, if you guys enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.